Coffee Dug, Rough Cuts, Saturday. Oscars, a few weeks away. I'm going to review one of the biggest ones, The King's Speech. It is rated PG-13, runs about 2 hours. This one got nominated for the most Oscars this year. It is nominated for 12 different things. Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Supporting Actor, all kinds of things. Costume. It is a period piece, I'll call it. It's definitely set in a distinct time, the 1920s era. It is good. That's what I have to say about the movie. It's based on a true story. A lot of people aren't going to watch this, even with all the nominations, because they're going to think that it isn't the film for them, and it just isn't, you know, if you're big into action or comedies or whatever, that this film might bore you. You might find it dull. And I would say you're wrong about that. It is very intriguing. I was not on the edge of my seat per se, but very interested the whole time. Now, I don't know if it is based on actual events. I don't know how closely it follows to how the real events took place. I think it's pretty close, but I don't know about that. So you guys can write me and let me know. The King's Speech, directed by Tom Hooper, written by David Seidler. And David Seidler, he actually wanted to make the movie a long time ago. And he had written The Queen, apparently, when he, like in his young adult life, and asked to make the movie. And she asked to wait until she had passed away, because she said, like, all those subjects and topics of the time were too painful to remember. Because there was a lot of bad stuff going on at that time. Besides, you know, people dying and getting killed off and things like that in general. There were wars going on. Just, you know, a lot of negative, you know, Hitler. That was a pretty bad era. So, I'm sure a lot of the older folk didn't want to get reminded of it. But I say this story is an uplifting story. Colin Firth, Geoffrey Rush, Helena, Bonham, Carter are all in it, and Colin Firth plays the up-and-coming king, King George VI. And the issue with him is he has to start giving speeches. Kings previously could get away with not having to give speeches all the time. They'd be in public, but there was no radio. And now, all of a sudden, radio is just sweeping the world, sweeping the nation. And he is going to have to start giving speeches. And he has a stammer/stuttering problem. Now, I think the movie does a great job of showing you things from his perspective, and then showing you the perspective of other people that are waiting to listen to him. Because I think people that don't have a stuttering problem, or that have never had to deal with something like that, or that nervousness while giving a speech, they don't realize, and kind of myself included, I was never very nervous giving speeches or talking in front of people, really. They don't realize how hard that can be, and how you are just in your own private version of hell while you're trying to say this one fucking sentence. You just can't say it. And I do feel for him, and I understand what he's talking about, but I can't say that I've ever necessarily really experienced that. But they do a real good job of showing his frustration and just how pissed off it can make you. And not only that, but how is he going to lead this country, or at least project a aura of leadership, if he's got that stuttering problem? Because people, that somehow shakes your faith in somebody leading you. If they can't, be assertive and be aggressive and just like kind of in your face about things sometimes. So he goes to seek help, and he seeks help from a doctor played by Geoffrey Rush, and it just it gets into their friendship and how they, how they work together to get over this issue. And the doctor is really cool in it, because he doesn't treat the king like a king, which is unheard of. He treats him as an equal, which is what he needs to do to get him over it. Because a lot of times, apparently when it comes to stammering problems, there's psychological issues, not just being able to say the words. So, very good film, very well made. I do, JM85 and I were talking about it, and he, I agree with him that I kind of wish they would have dealt more with the stuttering problem and his relationship with the doctor. They do that a lot, but they also deal a lot with like what's going on at that time in history and dealing with the king's family. And I think it does play into like all his stress and what he was dealing with and how he became king, but I didn't need to see as much of that. But it's still a very well-made film. You could tell they put so much into it, even with the costumes and the setting and everything, and just the tension going on with the war coming up. And they make a lot of references to Hitler and other leaders, Winston Churchill, just all kinds of political figures. So check out The King's Speech. Even if you think it's going to be a boring movie, I think you'll probably enjoy it. Try something new. Come on. I think that it does come to DVD April 19th, which is well after the Oscars, but everybody knows my view on that shit. Why aren't they Huluing these movies or something, making us pay for them? That's fine. We'll pay for them to watch them so we can see them before the Oscars. But it's out on DVD April 19th. And until next week, I hope you're enjoying your Oscar film watching. I'm Coffee Doug. See you later.